Hi folks, and thank you for joining me. Today we continue our series on the compensation plan structures, and we'll be dealing with the Stair-Step Breakaway Compensation Plan. But before we get going, could I please ask you to subscribe, like, hit that bell, and comment as much as possible. We need 1,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel to start live streaming, so I'd really appreciate the help from you. As I said, today we're dealing with the Stair-Step Breakaway Compensation Plan, and this is a powerful compensation plan, one of the most widely used compensation plans in the industry. So in the Stair-Step plan, you've got a number of ranks, and as people move up in their ranks, they get paid more commissions. So for example, here we've got the bronze, and let's say that bronze is getting 10%. Let's say the next rank up would be a silver, and the silver is getting 20%. Next up, we could have a gold getting 30%. Then we could have a platinum getting 40%. And of course, we could have a rhodium getting 50%. Now, these are just examples. You could have any number of ranks. And if you have a look at the big companies like Amway, Herbalife, those kind of companies, you'll see they've got huge number of ranks. And as you move up those ranks, there's different commissions. Right now, we're just doing the simple basics of how this comp plan works. We'll get into more detail once I start my series on compensation elements. So here you can see a rhodium is getting 50% and a bronze is getting 10%. But the beauty of this compensation plan is you get paid infinitely deep or to the next rank or to the next highest rank. So infinitely deep or the next highest rank. There's two ways you get paid traditionally in this comp plan. The first way is discount. So I purchase the product at a discount. Let's say it's a 20% discount. So let's say it's a $100 product. I purchase it at $80. I then sell it onto my client for $100. I make a $20 or 20% commission. Now, as I go up in rank, my discounts increase. So as a rhodium, for example, I might be buying the products or purchasing the products at a 50% discount. So I would be paying $50 for the product, selling it for $100 and making a $50 profit. So that's the first way of getting commissions in the system. The second way of getting commissions are called differential commissions. So the way that works is that I would get paid a differential commission based on the rank of the person below me. So for example, here you can see we've got 3 teams, team 1, 2, and 3, and team 1 is a silver. And as I mentioned before, a silver would get 20% in our example. Team 2 has got a leader who's at gold level. A gold team leader will get 30%, and a platinum team leader under me would be earning 40%. So here you can see we've got 3 teams, each one at a different rank, and I've set them up that way so I can show you the differential bonus. So Mary at the top there is a rhodium, so she qualifies for 50%. And because Team 1 is led by a silver who gets 20%. Mary, who's getting 40%, would get the difference between what silver earns and what rhodium earns. So rhodium earns 50%, silver earns 20%, so Mary would get a 30% commission, an overriding commission or differential commission on anything that silver did and their whole team. So remember, it's an infinite bonus. It's silver and their whole team. Now, there are some complexities there because if somebody down the line happened to be a rhodium as well, then obviously they would be excluded because they're on a higher percentage. But we'll get into detail about that when we talk about differential commissions as a concept in one of my later videos. Here you can see Team 2 is a gold. Gold earns 30%. Rhodium earns 50%, so the differential bonus there would be 20%. So anything that happened within that gold's team infinitely deep, the rhodium would earn 20%. So Mary would be putting 20% in her pocket. And then lastly, you can see Team 3 here is a platinum, and a platinum gets 40%. So the difference between 50 and 40 is 10%. So the rhodium would earn 10% overriding or differential commission on anything happening in the platinum's team infinitely deep. Now, at some point, one of these people, and let's just say that rhodium, platinum gets promoted to rhodium, which is the same rank as what Mary's on. Now, suddenly, that platinum is earning 50% because they've been promoted to rhodium, and Mary's also earning 50%. So the differential commission between Mary and her frontline rhodium would be 0, because 50 minus 50 is 0%. That person is then considered to have broken away. Now, there's complexities around breakaways because you can set up in the systems, normally you can set up at what rank somebody breaks away, at what rank you start earning overriding commissions or royalties on that breakaway. In this case, the Rhodium broke away from Mary, and Mary would get a breakaway bonus or breakaway commission, in this case example 3%. And that is 3% on her entire volume down to the next breakaway. So that's a key concept. So as the person moves up in the rank under me, my commissions shrink and shrink and shrink, and when they reach the same percentage as me, they break away and I get an overriding breakaway commission on them. So I don't stop earning on them because they've broken away. Now, the application for this compensation plan is this is great in a sales-focused team. So where you are focused on selling every month and you need to actually manage the team and get them out there selling and check that they're hitting their targets and making sure that they're doing their volumes, all of that kind of stuff, where there's a strong emphasis on sales, it's a great compensation plan, because you need a team leader who's going to manage those sales processes. It's also really good if you've got a complex product range. So let's say you've got 500 products in the range, and each product has got its own USPs and needs a lot of training, a lot of motivation, a lot of continued focused effort to get the teams to sell the product, then this is an excellent compensation plan in that space. In terms of leadership, where you need strong leadership, and this goes back to those other 2 points, if you need somebody to actually take their people and train them, and make sure that they are doing what they need to be doing, and motivate them and keep them excited about the business. And you need to keep that ongoing, because in order to generate ongoing revenue, you have to have ongoing sales-focused efforts. Then this is also a brilliant compensation plan. And then one of the things, as I mentioned right at the beginning, one of the awesome things about this compensation plan is it tends to be extremely stable, because the leadership is continually engaging with their team. And the teams are normally not massive. So normally a leader will have 5 or 10 people in their team, and they'll be highly focused on getting those people out there and selling. And if you have a look at companies like Avon, prime example of how this all works, the team leader will be working with the Avon ladies to make sure that they're doing their volumes, that they're doing enough presentations, that they're getting hold of their customers, etc. So these businesses, these structures that use the stair-step compensation plan are generally very, very stable. The strengths, as I said, stability, fantastic strength. Another strength is that you tend to develop very strong leadership, because once people it's hard to get into leadership in this industry, in this specific compensation plan. It's very tough to get into a leadership position. And once you get into that leadership position, generally the people hang on to it for dear life. They're well trained. They know how to sell the product. They've been taught by a leader to do everything really at a very high level, and they tend to be rock solid in their position. So generally, the strengths are that you do land up with very, very strong leadership in the space. The weakness is, and this is a huge weakness of this, is that promotion is discouraged. Now, in most other compensation plans, promotion is actually an automated process. You sign up these 3 people or these 5 people, and they do this volume, and you do that volume, and you automatically get promoted. Well, with the stair-step breakaway, the key is if you're an IBO or a salesperson, whatever it's called right at the bottom of the network, and we called it a bronze in our example here. If you're a bronze and I'm a rhodium, I'm earning 40% on anything you do. Why on earth would I want you to move up to be a silver and eat some of my lunch? So what happens typically in a stair-step breakaway is the leadership tries to keep their people generating as many sales as possible, but at the lowest possible rank to maximize their own earnings. So leadership is absolutely paid and incentivized to keep their people down. So that is a huge weakness. And we find that in generally, because people don't have a way up the ranks, generally that tends to be a bit demoralizing for them. The other weakness is, why would I go and recruit people into the team when there's no chance of me getting promoted up the ranks? So generally, the growth is fairly slow with these companies. I would need to go out, find somebody, train them up, get them going. And if I'm not earning any money on them, then generally I'm not encouraged to do that kind of thing. So traditionally, slow growth is the key problem, one of the key problems with these compensation plans. All in all, though, there's no perfect compensation plan in the world. There's no such thing as a perfect compensation plan. Every compensation plan has its trade-offs. And this compensation plan, as I say, has its trade-offs. It has real stability in terms of longevity. Some of the longest going companies in the world are using the Stair-Step Breakaway. The downsides are that you don't get that explosive rapid growth that you get from some of the other compensation plans, such as the binary or the 2-up or those kind of compensation plans. But that's the trade-off. And this does work extremely well for those kind of companies that have got very intensive products that need to be dealt with. So I hope this helped you. I hope this has been informative. Remember, my guy's telling me in the front here, subscribe, like, hit the bell, and please comment. If there's any questions that you have, I'd love to hear from you, and certainly we'll be watching the comments to see if there's any questions, and we'd be more than happy to help you and answer them. Thanks very much for your time, guys.